There is a voice inside you that knows the truth. It has always been there, gently nudging you toward what feels right and away from what does not. But somewhere along the way, you stopped listening. You were taught to ignore your feelings, to follow logic, to do what others expected of you. You started doubting yourself, questioning your choices, and seeking approval from the outside world. Yet no one else can feel what you feel. No one else can hear the quiet whispers of your soul guiding you toward your highest good. This is your intuition, your inner wisdom, speaking in the language of emotions and sensations. It is not loud or forceful. It does not demand your attention. Instead, it waits patiently for you to notice, for you to trust, for you to follow. Every day, your intuition sends you signals. It speaks through the excitement you feel when something is right and the unease that warns you when something is wrong. It shows up in the gut feeling that tells you to take a different path, in the warmth that fills your heart when you're in the right place, and in the tightness in your chest when something is not meant for you. These emotions are not random. They are a direct connection to the wisdom of the universe, guiding you toward a life of ease, flow, and fulfillment. But the mind is loud. It drowns out this soft inner voice with doubts, fears, and overthinking. It tells you that you must be practical, that you must follow the rules, that you must have proof before making a decision. It makes you question your instincts, causing you to hesitate and second-guess what you already know deep inside. And when you ignore your intuition for too long, you start feeling lost, confused, disconnected from yourself. It does not have to be this way. You can reclaim your intuition. You can learn to trust yourself again. And when you do, life becomes lighter, easier, and more aligned. You no longer need to struggle or force things to happen. Instead, you move with the natural rhythm of life, making choices with confidence and clarity. You already have all the answers you seek. The key is learning how to listen. Intuition is not always a loud revelation. It does not come with flashing lights or dramatic signs. More often, it is a gentle nudge, a quiet whisper, a subtle feeling that either opens your heart or tightens your chest. But because these cues are so soft, so easy to overlook, many people dismiss them. They tell themselves they are just imagining things or that their emotions are not logical. Yet emotions are one of the most powerful tools for guidance. They exist for a reason. They are not random reactions, but carefully designed signals meant to direct you toward what is right for you and away from what is not. When you feel light, excited, and energized about something, it is a sign that you are in alignment with your truth. When you feel tense, drained, or uneasy, it is a signal that something is off. Think about the last time you met someone new. Did you feel an instant connection, as if you had known them forever? Or did something about them feel off, even if you couldn't explain why? That was your intuition speaking. It wasn't based on logic. It was a feeling, a knowing that went beyond words. And more often than not, when you look back, you realize that your first instinct was right. The same happens with decisions. Perhaps you were offered an opportunity that seemed perfect on paper, but deep inside something felt wrong. Maybe you ignored that feeling, convinced yourself it was just fear, and moved forward anyway, only to later regret it. That small discomfort you felt in the beginning was not a mistake. It was your intuition trying to warn you. Learning to trust these emotional cues takes practice. At first, it may feel unfamiliar, even unnatural. But the more you pay attention to how different situations and people make you feel, the clearer your intuition becomes. Start noticing when something feels effortless and when it feels like a struggle. Pay attention to the moments when your energy expands and when it contracts. Your emotions will always show you the way, if you are willing to listen. From the time you were a child, you were taught to prioritize logic over feeling. You were told to listen to authority, follow the rules, and do what is expected of you, even when it didn't feel right. If something made you uncomfortable, you were told to just deal with it. If you had a bad feeling about something, you were told to stop overreacting. Little by little, you learned to ignore your emotions, to silence your instincts, and to doubt your own inner wisdom. You were conditioned to believe that decisions should be based on reason, evidence, and what makes the most sense on the surface. Society values facts, data, and hard proof. It does not place the same value on feelings, gut instincts, or intuitive knowing. As a result, many people have lost trust in themselves. They have become disconnected from their inner voice, relying instead on external validation and logical reasoning to make choices. But logic alone cannot lead you to a fulfilling life. Some of the most important decisions in life cannot be measured with facts. Love, passion, purpose, and joy do not follow logic. You cannot quantify why a certain place feels like home or why a certain person feels right. You cannot explain why one path excites you while another drains you. These things are felt, not calculated. Society teaches you that emotions are unreliable, that they are something to be controlled rather than trusted. But what if the opposite is true? What if your emotions are the most accurate guide you have? What if your feelings are not the problem, but the solution? When you ignore your intuition, life feels like a struggle. You push yourself into situations that do not align with you. You make choices that look good on paper, but feel wrong in your heart. You stay in places, relationships, and jobs that drain your spirit because you believe you should. And over time, this disconnection from yourself leads to stress, anxiety, and an overwhelming sense of being lost. But when you start listening again, when you trust the quiet whispers of your heart, you step into a different way of living. A way where decisions feel natural, where life flows effortlessly, and where you no longer need to force things to happen. Your intuition is not something to fear or suppress. It is your greatest gift, your most reliable guide. It has always been there, waiting for you to remember, waiting for you to trust. Fear is the biggest obstacle to trusting yourself. It creeps in whenever you try to follow your intuition, whispering doubts, making you second-guess your feelings. It tells you, what if you're wrong? What if this isn't the right decision? What if you fail? These thoughts can be so loud, so persistent, that they drown out the soft, steady guidance of your inner voice. But what if you could let go of the fear? What if you could trust that life is always leading you in the right direction? Fear is not a sign that something is wrong. More often than not, it is just a sign that you are stepping outside of your comfort zone. And growth, true, meaningful growth, always happens outside of comfort. Fear wants to keep you safe, but safe does not always mean happy. Safe can mean stuck. Safe can mean repeating the same patterns, staying in the same situations, holding on to things that no longer serve you. Safe can mean ignoring your intuition because following it feels uncertain, unfamiliar, and unpredictable. But here is the truth. Life is always guiding you toward your highest good. Even when things don't go as planned, even when you make choices that seem like mistakes, there is always a lesson, always an opportunity to realign. The more you trust yourself, the more clearly you can hear your inner guidance. The more you listen, the easier it becomes to follow. Start by letting go of the need for certainty. You do not need to have all the answers. You do not need to see the entire path ahead before you take the first step. Trust that you will always know what you need to know, exactly when you need to know it. Trust that life is unfolding perfectly, even when you cannot yet see how. The next time fear tries to take over, take a deep breath and ask yourself, is this fear or is this intuition? Fear is loud, anxious, and panicked. It fills your mind with endless what-ifs. Intuition, on the other hand, is calm. It is steady. It does not shout. It simply knows. When you learn to tell the difference, you will no longer let fear control your choices. You will learn to listen to the deeper wisdom that has been guiding you all along. Your body is always speaking to you. It reacts to everything you experience, people, places, situations. Sometimes you may feel light, energized, and at ease. Other times you may feel tense, drained, or uneasy. These feelings are not random. They are signals. They are your intuition trying to guide you. Think of a time when you walked into a room and immediately felt comfortable, as if you belonged there. Or a time when you met someone and instantly felt a deep connection without even knowing why. These are moments when your energy aligned with the people and places around you. Your intuition was telling you, yes, this is right. This is good for you. Now think of the opposite. Have you ever forced yourself to stay in a situation that made you uncomfortable? Maybe you ignored a gut feeling about a job, a relationship, or a decision because it seemed logical on paper. Maybe you told yourself, I'm just overthinking. It's probably nothing. But later, you realized that your first feeling was right all along. Your intuition communicates through the body. When something is right for you, you might feel warmth in your chest, a sense of relief, a quiet excitement. When something is wrong, you may feel tightness in your stomach, a lump in your throat, or heaviness in your shoulders. These signals are always there. You just need to start noticing them. The key to strengthening your intuition is awareness. Start paying attention to how you feel in different situations. When you make a decision, pause and notice your body's reaction. Do you feel open and light, or does something inside you feel resistant? Your emotions will guide you. You do not need to overanalyze or rationalize your feelings. You only need to trust them. The more you listen, the more your intuition will become clear, loud, and unmistakable. The way you treat yourself affects the way you listen to your inner voice. If you constantly doubt yourself, criticize your choices, or seek validation from others, it becomes difficult to hear your intuition. But when you cultivate self-love, when you trust that you are worthy of good things, your inner guidance naturally becomes stronger. Self-love is not just about positive thinking. It is about truly believing that you deserve happiness, peace, and abundance. When you love yourself, you stop questioning every decision. You stop seeking approval. You stop waiting for permission to follow your heart. You trust that your feelings are valid, that your emotions are real, that your inner wisdom is enough. Think about a time when you ignored your intuition because someone else convinced you that they knew better. Maybe you had a feeling that something wasn't right, but you dismissed it because others thought differently. Maybe you stayed in a situation that drained you because you didn't believe you deserved better. This is what happens when you lack self-trust. You start looking to others to tell you what to do. You assume that they must know more than you do, that their judgment must be better than yours. But no one else is living your life. No one else can feel what you feel. Only you can know what is truly right for you. The more you love and trust yourself, the easier it becomes to hear your intuition. You no longer need to ask for permission. You no longer need others to validate your choices. You simply know. Self-love and intuition go hand in hand. When you nurture one, you strengthen the other. So start by treating yourself with kindness. Speak to yourself the way you would speak to someone you love. Honor your emotions. Trust your feelings. Know that you are worthy of listening to your own inner voice. When you truly believe in yourself, your intuition becomes your greatest guide. It leads you toward what is meant for you and away from what is not. It helps you make choices that align with your highest good. And most importantly, it brings you back home to yourself, the place where your wisdom, power, and truth have always been waiting. Affirmations are powerful tools that help you align your thoughts with your inner truth. They are simple statements that reinforce your belief in yourself, your intuition, and your ability to create the life you desire. When you repeat positive affirmations regularly, you begin to change the way you think, the way you feel, and the way you experience the world. Start with simple affirmations that remind you of your inner wisdom and the strength of your intuition. Try saying to yourself, "I trust my inner guidance." Repeat this each day, especially when you feel doubt creeping in. Let the words sink in, feel their truth, and trust that they are aligning your thoughts with the highest good. Other affirmations can also support your journey to reconnect with your intuition. For example, I am open to hearing my inner voice. My feelings guide me toward my highest good. I trust that I am always being guided by my inner wisdom. These affirmations will gradually quiet the noise of doubt and fear, allowing you to hear your true inner voice more clearly. It's important to use these affirmations with feeling. Don't just say the words, feel them as you say them. Feel the belief behind them. When you affirm something with feeling, you are creating a shift in your energy. A shift that helps align your thoughts and emotions with your intuition. Over time, this alignment will make it easier to trust yourself and to follow your inner guidance without hesitation. If you find yourself questioning a decision or feeling unsure, take a moment to repeat your affirmations. Remind yourself that you have the wisdom within you to know what's right. Trust that you are being guided toward the best possible outcome, even if the path ahead is not yet clear. Your inner voice knows what is best for you. It has always known. In today's world, it's easy to become distracted by the opinions of others. People around you may have their own ideas about what you should do, how you should live, or what choices are best for you. But while others' opinions are important, they are not your truth. Only you can know what is right for you. The problem is that we often listen to the outside world more than we listen to ourselves. We seek validation, approval, and guidance from others because it feels safer. But in doing so, we drown out the soft, steady voice of our intuition. We start looking for answers everywhere except within ourselves. To reconnect with your intuition, you need to create space for your own voice to be heard. This means letting go of the constant chatter of the outside world. It means reducing the noise, whether it's from social media, news, or even well-meaning friends and family who offer unsolicited advice. Take time for yourself. Spend time in silence, in nature, or in meditation. This doesn't mean you should isolate yourself or ignore the wisdom of others. It simply means that you should not let outside influences dictate your choices. Your intuition is the voice that speaks from your heart, not from the opinions of others. The more you tune into your own voice, the clearer your guidance will become. Start by setting boundaries. Limit your exposure to things that pull you away from your inner truth. Choose to spend your time in ways that nourish you, whether it's through self-care, creative expression, or quiet reflection. The more you listen to yourself, the more you will trust yourself. And the more you trust yourself, the more powerful your intuition will become. Trusting yourself again doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, patience, and practice. But it starts with small steps, small, consistent actions that help you reconnect with your intuition and rebuild your trust in your own inner wisdom. Begin by making small decisions based on how you feel. When you are faced with a choice, don't overthink it. Instead, pause and tune into your feelings. How does the situation make you feel? Do you feel light and open, or do you feel closed off and uneasy? Let that feeling guide you. Take the action that feels right, even if it doesn't make sense logically. Each time you follow your intuition, no matter how small the decision, you reinforce your trust in yourself. The more you listen to your emotions, the more confident you will become in your ability to make decisions. Over time, your intuition will become stronger, and it will be easier to trust yourself in bigger, more significant areas of your life. Start with the little things. Choose the food that feels good to your body. Spend time with people who lift your spirit, and take actions that align with your values. Trust that your feelings are valid and worth listening to. The more you practice, the more you will reconnect with your inner wisdom. And as you do, you will find that life becomes easier, more joyful, and more aligned with your true purpose. At the end of the day, no one knows you better than you know yourself. You are the best guide for your own life. You have the answers within you, and your intuition is the key to unlocking them. By trusting your emotions, listening to your inner voice, and following the gentle cues your body gives you, you can create a life that aligns with your true self. Your intuition is always with you, quietly guiding you. It is never wrong. It is always there, waiting for you to trust it. When you listen, Life becomes smoother, easier, and more fulfilling. You no longer need to search for answers outside of yourself because you know you already have them. Trusting your intuition is a journey. It is a process of letting go of fear, of quieting the external noise, and of learning to listen to your inner voice with love and respect. Each step you take brings you closer to the truth that you have always known. You are enough. You are worthy of following your heart. You have the wisdom to create a life that brings you peace, joy, and abundance. Remember, you are never alone in this journey. Your intuition is always there to guide you. Trust it. You are your best guide, and the path ahead is waiting for you.